Hello and welcome to another round of the Tier 1 W2W Racing League. My name is SilversRayligh and I will be your commentator for today. Now, I have to apologise straight off the bat. I usually have everything in place and I do usually have a pre-show. Unfortunately, I had some... I'll not go into it, but I had something come up which had basically kind of scuppered my plans for today, and me being the laziest boy going, I decided to obviously leave the pre-show and post-show work to last minute, and that kind of backfired. But nevertheless, we can still get cracking for today's race at... if it wants to show. I don't think it's showing anything, which is perfect. The magic of live editing. I can sort this out. Oh, I can tell you why. Right. Bear with me a second. I have to actually exit the game. 2 seconds. Right, I have to apologise. I've just realised something. I've just realised I am on the wrong DX version. I need to sort that out, otherwise it's going to be absolutely stuttery for yourselves, and that is the last thing I want to do, and obviously it's terrible. Oh, and I actually showed something. Right, I do apologise. So we'll get this quickly up and running. The qualifying is about to start, so we're not missing anything too much. Let's get ourselves in there, put the right direct DX on. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you always make sure you have enough time to get prepped for your streams. And that should be us getting into the game. There we go. Right, apologies. Okay, so Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Qualifying has only just started, so we will be missing the first minute of qualifying. Not like anyone's going to be putting fast laps in. Fortunately, we don't know what the weather is going to be. I'm always, as usual, hoping for a rain race and qualifying, but we'll find out right here. It is dry, so we have 3 cars out already. 4, as we see. Actually, great timing for us to join back. We see, I believe that was Jaime, completely missing the pit exit there. He'll get a warning, and that's actually a front wing of, I believe that's EME. No, it's not. Mandrop already retiring from session. That's very interesting. And we have a front wing damage for someone. I think that might... it's not Boothie. I thought it was for a second a McLaren. That is not the case. So far so good. We'll obviously see the person who comes in for a pit stop at some point. So we see Robbins going very, very slow into the end of sector 1. So it looks like everyone's out. Majority are on softs. Mandrop, the only person on the hards, has retired, and we have 3 people on the mediums. That's Jaime, Hickster and 2 Steps. We'll have to see who the first person is. I believe that was possibly Bieluk, who is about to start his lap. We'll just run through the order quite quickly to see if we see anyone. It's actually Shaddi who's in front of Bieluk, so Shaddi is the first person to put a lap time in. So we'll go on board with them entering turn 1. Let's see how he gets on. Very clean. X out of turn 1. Can he make it 2 out of 2? A little bit too much curb there, but manages to keep it on the road. That's the most important thing about this track, considering how tight some of these corners are, especially into the castle section. You want to make sure that you're using as much track as you can as the yellow flag sector 3 comes out. You want to make sure you're using as much track as you can, but not going over the limit. This is very similar to Monaco, where a front wing, a damaged suspension can easily occur, as we see another flag sector 3, possibly traffic moving out of each other's way. So we are now heading into the infamous castle section. Let's see how Shaddi goes on first time around his flying lap. Cutting it very close, but managing it to keep it clean, and that's the important thing. As we come into the end of sector 2 in a couple of corners time. Very good entry into that corner, nice and clean. So that is a 1 minute 15 into sector 2, and now the longest straight going. We'll actually maybe compare this to Biellook. Biellook is 1.6 seconds slower than Shaddi at this moment in time. As we see yellow flag sector 2 now. So let's have a look at Shaddi. Does he improve? Does he actually set a good lap time? And the lap time is a 1:38.8. Now we'll have a look at Biellook. Let's see his lap time, it's a 1:40.6, so a 1.8 second difference compared to these two drivers already with 13 minutes to go. As we see Mazzatron actually pop himself in the middle between these two with a 1:39.5, and his teammate just pips him out in front with a 1:39.5 as well. So the Red Bulls already making a statement to put them in the front of the queue. As we see yellow flag sector 3, and that was someone who was behind Nick there for a second, going super wide out of turn 2 there. We have EME on his second race after China. I actually forgot there what that track was. Putting his car up into 5th place with 1 minute 40.5. Delta putting his car into 4th with 1:39.8. Now EME, going back to the last race, he has picked up a time penalty and a warning for his incident with Nick on the turn 14 corner in China, where he was trying to unlock himself and hit Nick, who was in the 2nd place, catching 1st. Looking further down the order, we'll skip that bit. So we have the two medium tyre runners in Silvers and it's Hickster and Two Steps. Both posted 141s. Hickster put 141.1, Two Steps for 141.9. We have Jaime Boasnois, Archer, JG and Boothie still waiting to put lap time in. Archer is about to start a lap time. I do have to warn as well, I do believe we are having stutter cam on the straight. I haven't seen it in any corners so far, but stutter cam, after its popular demand I suppose, has came back to say hello at Azerbaijan. Let's see if anyone else has put a lap time in. Actually, we have Ken Morganton put himself up for 1:39.1, so far it looks like Shaddi is the man to beat with the 1:38, the only person to be in the 1:38 currently with less than 12 minutes to go. Let's see about who is going to be the first person out of these guys who are going to be racing. It's Jai G who is coming into the end of sector 2 on these soft tyres. Now he has shown in the last few races how strong he is, as Delta gets disqualified for blocking the pit lane. I'm going to imagine he's maybe spun it somewhere. That's not good for the German, and that actually drops him down to last place. Even it is a very tricky pit entry, I will have to say. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see someone make a mistake there, and obviously it clearly has. Anyway, back to Jai G. Can he show any worth and put himself up in the front row? No, it's only 5th for 1:40.2. Very surprising there, considering he is a very strong qualifier. Next we have Archer, who is doing a 116.0. I believe that puts him somewhere around where Jai G actually is, but we'll find out in a second as he opens up the DRS. And he goes 5th with a 140.1, so yeah, just slightly faster than Jai G in the Haas, as we see Boothie and I believe that is Shaddi out for another run. Boothie is yet to complete a lap actually, as we see, who was that who's just jumped there? I think that was Jaime. Yes, it was, up into 7th for 140.2. So we have Bosnois not on the hard tyres actually, still waiting to put a lap in, and we have Boothie who is on an outlet still to put a lap in. Unfortunately, I actually have lost 2 people, and it is once again quite a short field. It's only 16 drivers turning up. A little bit like Australia. Again, as you see, yellow flag sector 1. I imagine obviously the drivers who haven't showed up have work commitments or commitments they have made prior towards the race, but nevertheless 16 drivers is enough to get a good race going on. See if anyone is on a lap or not. The 5th, 6th and 7th look like they're going on in an in lap, so it looks like everyone else is out for their second runs for Boothie and Bosnois, who's actually out. They will be going on the 4th runs. First runs I should say, not the 4th. That would be very impressive if they got 4th. So the question is who to look at. It's surely going to be Boothie, because it looks like Boothie will be the first person to cross the line unless Shaddi overtakes him in his qualifying lap. Doesn't look like there is too much of a gap between these two guys. So Shaddi will be hoping, obviously, as much as the slipstream is going to be super mega around this place, he's going to be hoping he doesn't catch Boothie too quickly around this track. Otherwise, especially in the castle section, he's only going to get held up. As we see yellow flag sector 2, which is now being cleared. So it looks like nice and clean from Boothie so far. Shaddi looks like he actually has caught slightly, and it looks like it has actually benefited him. He's 2.5 tenths up so far in the first sector, so the slipstream is definitely in effect, and he has got still a bit of a gap between himself and Boothie. Boothie, oh, and contact for Shaddi. That is his lap ruined, and that's very unfortunate for the German driver though. He'll have to box and put a new wing in, and luckily for multiplayer races, he does not have to sit in the pits for a couple of minutes. It does not waste time. The wing gets replaced instantly. But for him to be 2.5 tenths up, it's quite unfortunate. Let's actually see if he's still going. He is actually still going with it. He's just over a tenth. He might actually still continue this lap, considering he's right behind Boothie with the slipstream. He might improve with this, so I'll be very impressed if he does, especially with a broken wing. That shows that the man has some pace. But first we see Boothie cross the line. What does he do? It looks like a very fast time, and it is. That's 3rd place for Boothie with a 139.4, and it does look like Shaddi does enter the pits, so the front wing damage is enough to put him off for trying to complete that lap. So Boothie puts himself up into the 3rd with an McLaren. Out qualifying his teammate EME. As we see Mazatron actually pip Shaddi for provisional pole with a 138.8, only 16 thousandths of a difference between the Red Bull driver and the Mercedes. Who else is on a bit of a lap? Ken Worthington has started the lap. We have Nick, who's 3 tenths up after sector 1. Does he improve in sector 2? 1.2 seconds actually after sector 2. That's a very fast time. He might have provisional pole here. He does as well have the slipstream of, I believe that is a Sauber, which is really going to help. That is a Sauber of Bosnois, who's about to complete his lap on the hard tyres. So this is going to be very good for Nick. This is going to be definitely pole position here, and it is 138.0, almost 6 tenths of a second faster than Silvers, who puts himself up into second ahead of Mazzatron. Now, who else is on a bit of a lap? We actually should mention Boas Noise on the hard tyres, only half a second behind 2 sets, which is fairly impressive in his own right. With only 5 minutes to go, he can still get a run in the either medium or soft tyre, and I can see him maybe getting himself a top 10 as we see yellow flag sector 1. So it looks like Ken is going to be the next person to cross the line, and he's half a second up currently after sector 2. Unfortunately, he does not have the benefit of someone in front of him for DRS and Slipstream, I should say, so it's not going to be too impactful, but definitely looks like it could be a 138, possibly mid or even lower, and it's actually a 138.4, so that takes him up to second place. So possibly the difference between Nick and Ken there is the slipstream that Nick got, especially on the final sector. Now we have Jaime about to start his lap. We have EME on an out lap. Anyone else on a lap? Silvers entering the pits. Nick about to enter the pit. So it's only Jaime at this current time with 4.5 minutes to go. So let's see if Jaime can get anything done. Now he does have a car in front of him who's actually went right out of the way, and that's actually his teammate. Which is actually very surprising of Ken Worthington. Surely Ken could have maybe helped give him a tow right at the back, so definitely no team tactics between the Williams drivers, which is quite surprising on a track which very much benefits on the slipstream. Let's see this castle section. It looks very clean so far from Jaime. I didn't actually see his improvement for sector 1, but we'll find out shortly his improvement in sector 2, if there is an improvement, that is. Let's see as he passes the line. Yes, a major difference of 1.3 seconds. That's a potential 38 if he keeps this up. He looks like he might be battling for 4th at this pace if he can keep this momentum going coming into the final section. Still got plenty of ERS to use. Might actually need to use more of that come the next flying lap he does, but that does put him up to 4th position. So the Williams drivers having a little bit of a good run in qualifying, 2nd and 4th between them. So the top 3 rows are actually 2 Red Bulls, 2 Williams and 2 Mercedes. Then we have the 4th row is the 2 McLarens, so a little bit of a pattern for these drivers. Let's have a look to see any other people putting laps in. Huxter is about to start his lap. We have Biel who is half a second up after sector 2, goes very wide. That might impact his momentum coming into the end of this run into the straight. Let's see if he can at least improve his time and get himself into the top 10. And he backs off, so not improving his time, not happy with his run. 2.5 minutes to go. This is where everyone will probably be wanting to do the last minute runs. As we see Biel retiring from the session, I believe he's happy with his pace, so the best he can do now is 11th, the worst he can do is 14th. Boothie is, it's EME, he's about to start a lap here now, or no, it's in lap. Yeah, it's an in lap for him. Mazzatron, on a flyer already. No, he's not. He's about to start his flying lap. He sometimes down, putting off, but that's the gap between himself and Nick. But we'll have a look to see if Mazzatron actually improves his sector 1 time. And he just does. It's a 10th of a second up for Mazzatron. It's a good start. As you see Jaime retiring for a session, he's happy with his qualifying position, or qualifying time I should say, but he might be in jeopardy for Mazzatron, who is a 10th up. He looks like he's going super smooth after the castle section. Let's see if he does improve his time sector 2. Anyone else in the qualifying looking like they're improving at all? Boas Noise looks like he has finished his qualifying session, staying with EME in 9th place. Mazzatron has actually lost some time in Sector 2. He's only a 10,000s, or as probably the normal person would say, 100th of a second faster. Now, can he overtake Jaime, who's only 2,000ths of a second faster in 4th place, and put himself into the second row of the grid? And that's a no. He has backed off, and that's Hickster retiring himself. Now, unless the drivers, that is Silvers just passing, and Nick with 20 seconds to go, they will have another lap going their way. Boothie, where is he? He is entering Sector 2, the end of Sector 2 into Sector 3. He's currently 7th place. Can he improve his time? He can. That's 3/4 of a second. It's a major lap, and that could potentially, that's taking him into the high 38s. Can he still improve come the end of this sector? This long straight, trying to make sure you get enough momentum coming in, and that's the 3rd place with 38.6, a cracking lap from the British driver there. Now we have Silvers, who is up by 1/10.5 for himself. We have Nick, who's 2/10ths up already from his best time. Who else is on a run? We have Shaddi coming into Sector 2. He's 3/10ths up on his previous best. So he will be the first person we will watch, then Silvers, then Nick. So Shaddi has lost a 10th in Sector 2, but he still could improve his time. He's only a couple of hundreds away from Boothie, so he can get himself back into 3rd position with this lap time, as long as he keeps it fairly clean. It looks like he's struggling to try and get top speed in this. He's actually going to run out of ERS before the straight as well, which is not going to help. And he does improve his time, actually goes in front of Shaddi. I've been looking at the wrong Mercedes, and Silvers actually does not improve his time. But what about Nick? What does Nick do? Nick was 3/10ths up after Sector 2, and he improves his time. The first person to be doing 1:37s in this race. An absolute cracking lap for the Red Bull driver, with a half-second gap to himself and Ken Worthington. But a very good qualifying there for Boothie, and we also have a decent qualifying session for Jaime as well, up into 6th position. As we enter the official results, and that is Nick and Ken on the front row, followed by Boothie and Shaddi in 2nd row. 5th is Silvers from Jaime, 7th is Mazatron from Hickster, 8th, 9th is JG, FSN Archer is 10th. Then we have EME at Bieluk, 2 steps, Boas Noise, Mandrop and Delta, who both unfortunately did not set a time. Mandrop crashing out at the start, and Delta picking up a DQ for crashing in the pit lane. So this is going to be a very interesting race. Just like the similar in real life race, you kind of always usually expect a safety car. In this particular race, especially with the casual section being as hard as it is, hopefully everyone can go through lap 1 very cleanly, because there is a chance of front wings being damaged, especially if you're in the outside the top 10. You want to make sure you are being absolutely safe, making sure if you are going on the harder tyres or medium tyres that you don't get caught up in any shenanigans, and make sure that you can stick with your strategy. So we are less than 10 seconds to go, entering our formation lap, that is. There we go, and as ever what we will do is we will get the tyres for the guys outside the top 10. That's soft tyres for EME, We have mediums for Wheel2W, 2 steps, Mandrop and Delta, and Bosno is sticking with the hard tyres. Now EME obviously with these soft tyres will want to make sure he does not have a bad start and he lags behind the medium tyre runners, but on the benefit if there is, for instance, a safety car at the start of the race, if there is a bit of a pileup where wings are damaged, he will not lose out too much strategy wise by using the soft tyres. So by the looks of it, I'm going to imagine the one-stroke strategy is going to be soft tyres, 2 hards, or potentially mediums depending on how far into the race these softs can go. But a mixture of strategies at least for the guys in the back, so it'll be very interesting to see how they do. Again, this league and this tier in particular has shown that it actually works out very well for the cars who are on the alternative strategy to gain places, and we might see that with, for instance, a Delta, a Mandrop, who are very talented drivers themselves, starting from the back. As we see Nick slowing the pack right up. Where is the difference? The pack is a little bit closer together than it was a week ago in China. But yes, back to my point, with the 2 German drivers in the last row of the grid, I'll be keeping an eye on them in particular, making their way up the grid, especially with the pace that these 2 potentially have. Now it looks like we are slowly getting into the AI taking over territory, as the drivers get as much heat into the tyres as quickly as possible. I believe that is AI taking over. Yes, it is. So it looks like a glorious day for racing here at Azerbaijan. The Wheel2Wheel Racing League hits basically Europe as of next week. I don't know if Azerbaijan is part of Europe. I'm going to assume. I'm not going to assume because I'm going to get it wrong. Anyway, I've done enough stalling. The race is about to begin as we just wait for Delta to line up on the grid. Here we go. As the lights count down, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights showing, and the Azerbaijan Grand Prix starts now. And it looks like a very good start from Nick. They are covering Ken Worthington, but Ken Worthington actually gets a whole shot, and Boothie puts himself up into second position side by side with Nick coming into turn 2. Looks like it's been fairly clean. Actually, I say that's a Toro Rosso. Mandrop falling in the back, and he has front wing damage already. That's very, very unfortunate. It looks like there's front wing damage on Bo's noise, I believe. I don't know. Anyway, we go back up to the top. That's Ken Worthington in the lead from Nick and Boothie. So Nick managing to at least keep second. As we see green flags going about, so I don't know if there's yellow flags anywhere else. It's not showing at least. We have the two Mercedes of Shaddi and Silvers, 4th and 5th, from Jaime, Mastertron, Hickster and JG making the top 10. Now the first run of the castle section, very clean from Ken Worthington. It looks like so far so good from everyone, no yellow flags, as we actually see a pass from Hickster and JG from the castle section. Very good pass if that's the case from JG, put himself up into 9th place. This is actually allowing Wheel2Wheel to pass Hickster up into 10th. Great capitalisation from that momentum kill, as what's happened there. Oh, as we see EME spinning off at taking a little bit too much curb, but that was a bit of a strange one there from Hickster and Wheel2Wheel. As we see Delta right behind him, he's had a very decent start, already up into 12th place. Right behind his teammate, he will have the slipstream surely for these two drivers, as I think Wheel2Wheel has actually just hit the wall there. I think he's got away with it wing-wise, but that's certainly rocked his confidence, and the momentum coming into turn 1. 2 steps might actually have a good chance. He's side by side. 2 steps is up into 12th, and that's Wheel2Wheel actually in the pit, so he must have picked up some damage there, and that's unfortunate for the Renault driver. Now we have Ken Worthington still up in front of Nick, actually pulling a bit of a gap up. We'll actually get the intervals taken away and put the leader in, because I like the leader. So it looks like it's worked out quite well. I have a couple of people who have entered the pits in the Bieluk and Mandrop. Whether that affects strategies, maybe they have to pit twice, I do not honestly know, but we'll find out in due course later on in the race. Let's hit the wrong thing. There we go. So further back, we have Boothie still getting, actually getting hounded by Shaddi. As let's see further down, is there any battles going on? Looks like a really good battle for second here. Actually might have a bit of a, actually what's happened to Hixer here? Hixer has missed his break-in and maybe he's been passed actually. And in the castle section, that's at least he's managed to keep it going at least. But Delta is having a bit of a good race here. That's him up to 10th already. He is getting hounded by 2 steps, no doubt. But at the end of the day, he's doing very well. He's got a bit of a gap between himself and JG. As we actually enter lap 3, which is the DRS lap after crossing the line. As we see damage there, I believe, for Jaime, hitting the wall at the exit of that corner. That's very unfortunate. That's definitely killed the momentum for him, and that's allowed Archer and Mastertron to both pass him. Shaddi has passed Boothie into turn 1, but Boothie gets his own back into the exit of turn 1. Actually, must have had a really good exit, maybe a little bit too deep from Shaddi there, as Jaime tries to fight back against Mastertron and actually keeps 7th place. I don't know how bad the wing is, I don't get a chance to see it, but I'm going to assume it must be alright if the driver is still staying out. A good little battle here for third between Boothie and the 2 Mercedes drivers, Shaddi and Silvers. Again, Shaddi and Silvers both fighting for the championship lead currently, as we see Shaddi go round the outside of Boothie. What a brilliant move, and that's allowed Silvers a little cheeky move there. Silvers saying hello and like passing, as we see Boothie going for a little adventure and a little bit too deep. Maybe not happy with that move last time from Silvers, but that's unfortunately ruined his race, and that's him down to 9th. As that's him hit that, and he's hit Delta, and Delta has been hit by 2 steps. So it's gone bad to worse for the British driver, and unfortunately Delta and 2 steps have been picked up by that. Someone does have to hit the castle section at some point. Unfortunately it was Boothie. Now this has allowed a little bit of a gap actually between first and second. 3-second difference between Ken and Shaddi, yes. As we see, Boothie has retired from the session there, as he's hit the barrier once again. That's not worked out too well for him. I do not know what's happened to him there at all. But Jaime has actually lost a lot of places here. You see, he had more damage. He has. He's lost a lot of his wing. So a lot of damage already happening here. So this is promoted JG to actually pass Mastertron. Like, JG's on a little bit of a tear here. And Silvers has passed Shaddi. Now this is important because Silvers is currently leading the championship as we release the session. Nick is currently in 3rd position, but Shaddi is in 2nd. I believe Ken Worthington is 4th in the championship if I got it correct. So that means that the top 4 in this race are the top 4 in this championship. As we see contact between the 2 Mercedes drivers, and that is just went bad to worse for these 2. That's allowed Archer and Mastertron to pass them both, and JG actually I should mention. So what is happening here? That basically means that Nick and Ken Worthington, I should actually mention, Nick has passed Ken Worthington. I completely missed that, I do apologise. But these 2 drivers have now got an 8-second gap between 3rd place. They have been very lucky not to be collected in any particular events here. And it's just been bad to us. We see Jaime retire from the session. What has happened to the driver? He's lost it somewhere before Sector 1. He's left the session. Yellow flag Sector 1 and 2. Amazingly, all these incidents and no safety car. Now I'm actually quite intrigued to see. I'm going to imagine that the Mercedes might double stack. I don't know how bad the wings are. I know one driver is very bad, but as we see, I'm sidetracking. 3 wide entering turn 1. What like double slipstream there for JG, absolutely brilliant. Pushes Mazzatron wide, and that is damaged line from Mazzatron, a little bit cheeky there as Silvers retires from the session. But JG is now put himself up into third. It's a brilliant move from him. Let's actually have a look who has the highest amounts of positions. It's JG actually and Archer, both gaining 6th places from 2 steps as well, who's actually stayed out, I believe, after picking up damage to his wing. So we've already lost 3 drivers in the space of 5 laps, and it looks like plenty more are pitting. It's a very, very chaotic race, and I suppose thank God that there was no rain, otherwise this would have been 10 times worse. But at least we have a good battle for third tier between JG, Archer and Mazzatron. But in saying that, JG is now starting to check out. But in saying that, actually, let's go back as we see Shaddi retire. So that's both Mercedes drivers out of the session. So we've lost 4 drivers already. Ken Worthington has now got DRS. Let's see if he can do anything about this. Is he close enough? It looks like Nick has a better exit coming out of sector 3. This is where the DRS kicks in. Nick going very, very defensive and actually goes into the pits. Is this tactical or does he have wing damage? That's going to be very interesting. I'm going to stay on board with him. Let's see if he has wing damage. He does not, so this is tactical. That's going to be very interesting. I was expecting these soft tires to last a little bit more, but in saying that, that's a lot of it, like everyone else basically entering the pits. So maybe Ken Worthington going for the overcut to see if anything can happen here. We have EME as the next person to cross the line, so he will take 2nd position unless Nick comes out in front. And Nick is already in front, so that's EME up into 3rd place. We have Wheel2Wheel who's on the medium tyres, about to say soft there, as we see JG actually nipping right in front of him and managing to keep 4th position, but I believe Wheel2Wheel will have DRS. But maybe not the greatest of exits. We see 2 steps enter the pits from 9th place, and that takes him unfortunately to last position. Mazzatron passing Archer there, possibly with the use of DRS. We missed that unfortunately, but that's Mazzatron up into 6th place. So Ken Worthington is currently leading from Nick, 16.3 seconds the difference, but Nick is pushing. I say 16.3, it's 16.0. This man means a business. Maybe the overcut does not work here in Baku, but we'll find out in a second as Ken Worthington looks like he will be pitting possibly this lap, lap 6. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So we have Nick already on the straight. He's going to have a massive lead actually, I believe. Yeah, he's just coming on to the back straight. I think he'll have maybe a couple second lead after this. The overcut does not seem to be working. Let's have a look, and yes, Nick is definitely ahead, so the overcut has not worked at all, so Ken Worthington has to go on a bit of a charge here to try and get in at least DRS zone of 1st position. We have EME entering the pit, so that allows JG up into 3rd with Wheel2Wheel in 4th position. I don't know how long these medium tyres will last. I think he does have wing damage as well, Wheel2Wheel, so this is going bad to worse because I believe this will be his 2nd wing change. So who else is on a bit of a tier? We have Mandrov still yet to pit. He's up into 7th place. Hickster and Delta will be looking like they'll be racing to the end, putting on the hard tyres, both 8th and 9th in particular. This looks very much like a race where if you survive you get points, considering only 12 drivers remain after only 7 laps. You see Mazzatron really catching up to Wheel2Wheel. He's really struggling with the strong wing damage, and it should be an easy pass for Mazzatron. possibly coming into sector 3. We might actually have a look here into this corner. It'll be very dangerous, I would think, to get pushed. Bieluk and Mazatron almost coming together. The Bieluk is struggling so badly, using the walls basically as a brake in a sense. He needs to pit now if he's struggling that badly. That elevates Mazatron up into 4th position and gets himself back on the chase for 3rd. Next up for Bieluk to get chased from is Archer, who is in 6th position. There's actually a lot of momentum coming into the corner. It should be an easy pass considering Bieluk is going to enter the pits. And that is Archer up into 5th as well, so he has not lost any time. He's not that far away from Mazatron. And this is elevated Mandrop, who's actually 6 laps in with his soft tyres and still not pitting. He should be pitting in the next couple of laps or so. Hexter and Delta up into 8th, and Bosnois and EME 9th and 10th respectively. It looks like Mandrop has his work cut out to try and get himself in the points if he needs to pit one more time, and possibly 2 steps with the soft tyres, unless there is mistakes still to happen. It is still very early in this Grand Prix. Nick still out in front of 3.1 seconds the difference between him and Worthington. The gap is very much stabilised since the pit stops. We have JG 19.6 seconds behind after 8 laps. That's amazing. That's how much of a difference it is to survive or to get caught up in an incident here. But he's getting chased by Mazatron with a 3.3 second gap, who's getting chased by Archer, which is a 1.7 second gap. Archer looks like he might have a good chance of getting himself this 4th position from Mazatron, especially if he can get himself into the DRS range. Mandrop holding down in 6th position. He's actually getting caught by Hexter on the harder tyres, so these soft tyres are now starting to give up, unfortunately for him, but he might jump onto the mediums, which will be faster than these hard tyres, which might give him an opportunity to fight Hexter and Delta come the end of the race. But Mandrop stays out another lap on these tyres. It's very interesting. So at this rate, Hexter will be right behind Mandrop. Delta has Bosnois for company, and Bosnois has actually put himself up into 8th position. There's a wee tasty battle here for 8th as Delta actually retakes the position, but we have EME taking 9th now. Bosnois losing 2 places there in the space of a corner. But this is allowing 2 steps to maybe get in the back here of this little battle. Obviously the medium and soft tyres are working a lot more better than the hard tyres of Delta currently. Maybe Delta is just on damage limitation mode already, considering he has lost a front wing so far in this race, but he has EME all over the back of the German driver here, and EME looks so much better around that section near the ends of turn 1. The grip in these medium tyres looking very well, and again EME does not have to pit, so this is for proper position here. Well, 2 steps might have, well, he will have to pit obviously with these soft tyres. Bosno's getting very, very deep there coming out the castle section. This is allowing 2 steps to have a little gander, possibly come the end of the section. This has allowed a little bit of gap as well between EME, Delta and Bosnois, and 2 steps as Delta loses his front wing. And that allows Bosnois EME up into 8th place. So Delta has to pit once again. That's very unfortunate. He'll probably jump onto the medium tyres, but that's him down to 10th place, and it will be 11th. So he'll be joining his teammate Bieluk as the last 2 cars in this race, as we see Hexter pass Mandrop, who jumps into the pits himself and from 6th place. Bosnois, EME still having a little bit of a fight here. Bosnois passing EME here. Does he go wide once again? Does EME do anything about this? It looks like he's going to have a look on the inside. He does not. So Bosnois actually making the turn 1 pass stick, which has allowed him up into 7th position. But EME does have DRS. Can he do anything about this? Oh, he backs off. Good driving from these two. Biel puts himself up into 10th place now after the pit stops of Mandrop and Delta, as Boas Noise actually goes a little bit too deep here. Maybe already feeling the pressure from EME. As we see yellow flag sector 1, know what's got happening here, sector 1. As we see, I think that was FSN Archer losing a part of his wing. It's either him or Master Tron. We'll have to figure that out. It looks like Master Tron is okay, is it? Sorry. No, Master Tron and Archer are okay, so it might have been a little bit of a bug there. I convinced myself I seen a little bit of wing there coming out of the castle section. Looks like, yes, Mastertron has actually gapped Archer, and it looks like he's not catching to JG, so very much after lap 11 everything has stabilised itself. The gaps between first and second still exactly the same, third and fourth are still the same, as we actually see JG. That was JG who broke his wing. It has to be. So maybe that was him at the castle breaking his wing. It is. He gets a new front wing, and that takes him out from third place. That's very unfortunate for the Haas driver, who was having a really good run in this race. It looks like we can go a lap without a little bit of a surprise, as we see contact there between Two Steps and Boas Noise, as we were just at the side of the pit here, as JG picks the 5-second penalty. But that's front wing damage there for Two Steps, and that might make him an easy target for JG, who comes out right behind the trio of EME, Boas Noise and Two Steps for the battle for 6th position. So obviously with the pit stop, that elevates Mastertron up into 3rd position, so this is going to be a very good return of points for the Red Bull team. One of them might have to be hired for Gasly's position if for Albon's position if he has a bad race, because FYI, haha, Gasly. But nonetheless, we are talking about this league in particular. It looks like EME has actually gave himself a little bit of gap between Boas Noise and Two Steps. Two Steps actually holding on considering the front wing damage, but this is maybe where it affects him the most in the castle section, as JG is right behind him. He is like a shark and he sees his prey. Even on these hard tyres, to be fair, Two Steps does need to pit, and probably in the next couple of laps or so. He probably will jump onto the medium tyres, but I believe he will be behind the Renault drivers at this stage. Yes, JG all over the back already of 8th position. You can smell a decent position, even a good recovery drive for 6th position. I can't speak, for 6th place. Now on the DRS, as of now, let's see if Two Steps enters the pits. Does he gesture towards it? No, he doesn't. He stays out another lap. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. That might slow JG up a little bit, but he actually makes the dive into turn 1 and passes. So it's a very good pass there that stops him from being held up at all. So next up is Boas Noise in 7th place. It looks like again he's had a very good run. Actually, no, he's not. I tell a lie. It looks like Boas Noise must have had a really good run. Two Steps having a little bit of a look, not too close though. JG goes very, very close to hitting the inside wall there, taking a little bit too much curb. Manages to save it, however. Looks like this is the closest battle so far. Everyone else is spread out, so we will be keeping an eye on this little train here. EME is still looking like he's fairly comfortable in 6th currently on the medium tyres. With Boas Noise, actually he gets close, but he sometimes just is a little bit inconsistent with the laps, I should say. Two Steps very, very cautious with the soft tyres, especially going into the castle section. He surely has to pit at some point. JG is not actually caught up Boas Noise in sector 2 here, which is actually quite surprising considering the freshness of his hard tyres. But obviously the power move is the game here at Azerbaijan, and sector 3 is the power game. So let's see if we can get a decent exit. It looks like Boas Noise has actually had the better exit here. We're going to go on board with him, and let's see if he can pass EME for 6th position. So in DRS range, he uses it now. Very easy pass even before we cross the line for lap 13, and that is Boas Noise into 6th position, as we see Two Steps pit from 9th. and Bosnois makes it stick, so that puts him up into 6th place. So it looks like EME is next on the list. Actually, does that contact between EME and JG there for a second? I don't know if that was just a coincidence, but it looked like EME did slide there for a second, as we see Mandrop actually benefiting from two steps pits. From 9th, does he actually stay in front of Delta though? He does. 2 steps is in 10th currently, so it looks like the Renaults won't be scoring any points unless something terrible happens to the guys in front, as we see Bieluk post the fastest lap of the race on these soft tyres, maybe counting for a couple more retirements to make sure he gets that bonus point for fastest lap. Now still a 3.3 second gap between Nick and Ken. It looks like Nick has Ken under control, as we see Bosno is going very wide. This is not Tokyo Drift here, this is Azerbaijan, and this is allowing EME to get right behind him and having a little bit of a dangerous look there. That's the cameraman died there, right in front of us. Anyway, I've lost train of thought because that was a terrible part from Luda. Anyway, EME, I'm actually quite surprised he did not pick up a corner cutting penalty there, considering the harshness of China's hairpin, but he is right behind Bosnois. Can he return the favour, lick the stamp and send it even before the line? He actually does. So EME says, I like what you did to pass me, I'm going to do it back to you. Can he make it stick? Of course he can make it stick, and that's the McLaren boy up into 6th in only his 2nd race of the season. So can JG capitalise? And also Bosnois is sliding all over the place here, struggling on these tyres, only 9 laps in. I say that, but JG is not actually catching these guys. This makes me suggest that these medium tyres are much more faster than these guys are maybe capable of showing, considering that's a very audacious move. EME kind of just lets him have it, which is I suppose quite kind of him. But I suppose this is where the DRS comes into play, and this is how much the gap is between these guys. Is actually, they're going side by side in the castle. This is not going to work out well, and unfortunately did not work out well there. And I think EME has picked up some front wing damage. You can actually see in the right hand side there, and actually JG has passed Bosnois as well, so that's 2 in the castle section. First of all, well played to JG to survive that, and second of all, well done to JG for passing them, as EME still tries to fight Bosnois. They two really enjoy each other's company in this race, but unfortunately for EME, he does have front wing damage. Now the question is, does he survive? Is it actually Mastertron pits? Mastertron pits from 3rd place. Does he have front wing damage? I believe he does. He does. He does. That's so unfortunate. Again, 3rd place must be a curse, because that is JG and now Mastertron to both pit from 3rd for front wings. That elevates the Toro Rosso of Archer and Hickster, 3rd and 4th for the Toro Rosso guys, showing how it should be done in Toro Rosso. JG actually passes Mastertron because of his issue in 6th, as he exits 6th, very much in front of EME, as Bosnois does enter the pits as well. Is this also for a front wing change? I do not believe so, so it's a standard stop, as we see some graphical bugs there. That's a very weird looking tyre there on the left. That has actually dropped him more or less all the way down to the back, but in saying that, Bieluk does have to pit one more time, but so that actually allows 2 steps up into 9th and Delta up into the point scoring positions for, I believe, the first time in a while. So any other close battles? We have JG and Mastertron. Mastertron will be on the faster tyre, and I believe what we've seen from the pace of Bosnois and 2 steps, the medium tyre is so much faster than the hard tyre here currently, considering they were able to fend off JG before their little ding-dong battle there. So it looks like Nick is actually extending the gap here, just under 4 seconds currently. It looks like Nick has this very much under control, unless there's perhaps a safety car come the last 10 laps of this race. And again, once again, considering the amount of DNFs and crashes we've had so far, surprised we have not had. And the curse continues, and that is Archer in the pits there for 3rd place. Is this for a front wing by any chance? It's not. This is tactical, and it has to do a penalty. So this is tactical. Maybe is this a 2-stop race? Well, that certainly puts him back, and that actually takes him behind EME, and it's JG pits again. What is happening here? Another issue with the front wing as Shaddi leaves the session. So Hexter now gets the cursed position of 3rd place, but can he make this curse into a blessing? He has plenty of time between himself and Mastertron, as much as Mastertron is the faster tyre and the much more fresher tyre. A gap of 12 seconds seems a little bit too much with less than 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix, as we see Biel-Luc in last enter the pits. As we see, actually JG's only came out 11th, so that's elevated no it's not, it's actually elevated 2 steps, and Delta 8th and 9th. I believe Mandrop has actually stayed in position in 7th. But a good recovery drive from Mandrop and Delta, considering they were right at the back, as we see Hexter going very much drifted around that corner. Maybe these hard tyres are starting to give up already. He needs to take his time, surely. He's certainly not going to catch Ken Worthington and Nick, and he's got much of a gap between Hexter and Mastertron. You don't want to see another driver lose out. We have Archer right behind EME now, as the curse continues. 3rd place. What is happening to 3rd place? Again, this surely can't be strategic, considering he's in the hard tyres. This is strategic. But what is happening here? I might not understand what's happening here, I do apologise. But to go in the hard tyres, which probably could have lasted, as we see EME head into the pits. So maybe these medium tyres don't last as long as I believe. Now, if that's the case, I'm being absolutely stupid, considering a majority of these races are always usually 1-stoppers. So this has certainly caught me off guard, and obviously me telling you all this stuff, I do apologise, because I'm basically talking out my arse. So we have Nick and Ken, so I'm going to assume these two will probably be pitting at some point. The way it's going, same with Delta, considering they're in double digits. Let's have a look. Nick stays out another lap, and Ken Worthington stays out another lap as well. So it might be affecting everyone else, but certainly not the two leaders currently. So Hexter comes out still behind Archer, and they are both on medium tyres currently, and they have actually a bit of a gap between themselves and 3rd place in Mastertron, who looks like he has the next curse with 3rd place. As we see contact with the wall again for Archer, he needs to pit for, I believe, the 3rd time. We'll actually have to double check. I'm actually curious to see who has pitted the most today. 4 stops for Biel-Luc. So it'll be a 3rd stop for Archer currently, if he wants to. That's Hexter now passed up into 4th position. So this has been a little bit of a mind-boggling race. Who else? We have 2 steps in Delta having a little bit of a battle, and we have JG right behind them on the fresh tyres. What can he do from 9th place? Can he catch Delta with the DRS? Of course he does. That's a stupid question to ask. Can he make it stick into turn 1, however? Yes, he does, and that allows JG back up into 8th place. Hopefully he can actually stick around till the end without any damage. His next adversary is 2 steps up in 7th on the harder tyre, so he will surely be right behind them, I would assume, by the end of this lap. Bozno is having a little bit of a look at Delta here. Can he make that stick at all? No, he can. Not enough time and not enough straight to get himself looking for that 9th position. EME looks like he's catching on to this little group here fairly quickly and might get himself a chance of a point. Now Ken Worthington has actually lost 1.5 seconds here, I think, from maybe traffic. No, I'd say that Biel-Luc has been behind them for the last lap or so. But these two drivers still heading out with 7 laps to go. I believe if everyone else has pitted, they too still have to pit, so they might be going for a soft tyre finish and potentially a fight for the fastest lap points. As you see what's happened to Pierre, look, he's missed his braking zone now. I just heard the engine at neutral there for a second, it really caught me. So we see Hickster is obviously starting to gap Archer with a damaged wing. Let's see if JG can do anything behind 2 Steps and put himself up into 7th place. He's already gapped Delta by a long while because he's actually getting chased by Bros Noise and EME, half a second behind these two guys. It looks like JG's not going to make a pass here, but let's have a look at this little battle here as we see Delta into the pits. Can EME have a little cheeky dive? No, he doesn't. Playing it safe, biding his time, but Delta enters the pit, so it does tell me that Nick and Ken surely have to pit as Bielo does retire. So we only have 11 people left as we catch EME unfortunately clipping too much of that carbon inside and unfortunately breaking his front wing, so he will have to pit once again. This maybe allows Delta, who's actually not that far behind now, to get himself into the points, and maybe allows, as Ken Worthington pits, Ken Worthington pits. Now the question is actually, Ken will have the undercut, as Nick has shown obviously in the first stint. The undercut works here super mega effectively. Now this is Ken's turn to try and get back at this, so this is going to be very interesting. Ken needs to have an absolute flyer of a lap here, as we see EME pick up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. This has to be the lap of his league career so far for Ken Worthington if he wants to finish this race. 22.6 seconds the gap so far. We will have a look at that in a second. Is there any other close battles happening? We have JG still behind 2 Steps, a little bit closer this time than before. But he will get DRS, and I think he will have a better shot at 2 Steps. You can already see the momentum he's gaining already. He has 7th in the bag. It looks like 2 Steps. Don't know if he's looking for a pit or he's maybe going a little bit too defensive. Yeah, I was going a little bit too defensive, so that's JG up into 7th place. So it's still a good recovery after pitting, I believe, twice for front wings, and including a 5-second time penalty included on that. We see Delta pass EME, who I believe is struggling so much on the front wing as he does enter the pits, possibly for the soft tyres. So Delta puts himself back into the points as EME picks up another penalty for himself, which is very unfortunate. Now the gap, as you see Nick enter the pits, Ken Worthington has gained 2 seconds this lap already. Now I believe the gap beforehand was 5 seconds, but this is very much Ken Worthington's advantage if he can get a good run out of here. And Nick has traffic near me right in front of him. Ken does, I would say he is obviously behind, but he's not too far behind. 1.8 seconds it's showing. So he has had an absolute blinder of an outlap here. And the undercut once again proving how strong it is. That's more or less 3 seconds he's gained to Nick. And it's game on once again for the win between Nick and Ken Worthington. Now unfortunately for Ken Worthington, he does have EME right in front of him coming into the castle section. Actually, that's worked out very, very well. Well done EME for getting out of the way of these two drivers. 2 Steps passing JG. Is he going into the pits once again? He is. Jeez, what is happening here to JG? As Bose Noise obviously benefits from that and takes 8th place. This works out for Delta, puts himself back up into 9th. So Bose Noise is right behind 2 Steps. So as Delta posts the fastest lap of the race now, he is in the top 10. He will get fastest lap points as EME retires. So we are down to 10. So if you survive, you get points. At this rate, I might as well join this game, join this race, get myself some cheeky points here. But look at that, less than a second between these two drivers at the front. Ken is smelling this victory here, 1.3 seconds. He's not that far away from DRS range, he's just posted the fastest lap of the race, so point goes to him, Delta, unfortunately. This is cracking stuff from these two drivers. For a second, in the middle stint, I did think that Nick was going to win, but Ken Worthington is fighting back strong. Hickster is not that far away from Mastertron. I think he is actually slowly catching up. Third place with, I think, 3.8 seconds of a difference. He has dropped Archer, but we have to remember Archer does have front wing damage. Mandrop is 7 to 8 seconds behind. We have Two Steps still getting chased by Buzz Noise for 7th and 8th. Looks like Two Steps has a really good run and see me leaves the session. Coming out of the first turn into sector 3, because it was times where even with a front wing damage he's getting a really good run behind actually look, I can't speak, but what I'm trying to say is Buzz Noise can't get past him coming into turn 1, but in saying that, it goes very slow into turn 1 here, almost backing Buzz Noise to basically 30 miles an hour. So good defence here from the Racing Point driver. Looks like actually Nick has stabilised the gap a little bit, 1.8 seconds. So the soft tires maybe not working as well for Ken as he wanted to. He had his chance there with the undercut. Unfortunately that's not worked, and obviously with Nick putting the fastest lap of the race in, he means business, and he's saying to Ken, do not pass me at all. Let's have a look. Madstron has actually been caught up by about half a second from Hickster now. That is 3.4 seconds. It was 3.8, so it's around less than half a second. But Hickster does mean business, and again, third place, as we have established for at least for today's race, is the cursed position. So something might happen here with 3 laps to go. Anything else is really the battle for 7th here and the potential battle for 3rd. Looks like Ken's push has died down. It's 2.5 seconds. He must have made a mistake coming into sector 1. So it looks like Nick has got him covered off. So let's see if Two Steps can defend from Buzz Noise this time. It looks like Buzz Noise is a lot closer. Obviously the DRS is going to be helping a lot, and he does pass him. Can he make it stick coming into turn 1? He has been deep into turn 1 a couple of times. He does actually manage to make it stick, so that's Buzz Noise once again passing Two Steps up into 7th place. So yeah, as the drivers just cross the line for lap 24, Ken Worthington is now 3 seconds behind, so his tyres are starting to die down now, and I think he has to accept that 2nd place unless there's an unexpected penalty for Nick as his ticket for today's race, which is still a really good result for him, especially with Shaddi and Silvers being out of the race. I'm going to actually pull up the standings on my phone to actually see where this all heads out, because I believe Nick will be leading this championship as he was currently 3rd in the championship prior to this race. So it'll be very good points for at least the top 2. I believe Mazatron has had a decent start as well coming into this place. So yes, it was Ken Worthington was 7th, not 4th. I do apologise. It was actually Luck Taps who hasn't raced today, who is 4th in the championship. So let's have a look. So Shaddi will it'll be Nick, sorry, who will be leading the championship from, I believe it will be Silvers. Yes, it will be Silvers. Shaddi will be 3rd on 43 points, and we will have, I believe that Ken Worthington will put himself up into 4th position after this race if he stays 2nd. with 40 points, so I believe that Nick will have a 15-point lead. Am I correct in saying that? If he gets the fastest lap point, it'll be 20 points if he gets the fastest lap as well. That's including the fastest lap. Let's have a look who else. Hickster, currently 8th in the championship, 18 points. It's going to be a very good run for 12. 12 points for him, so that'll take him up to 30 points, which will elevate him, I believe, up into the 6th position behind Luck Taps. Mandrop, another solid 6th place for him. He will pass Boaz Noise, who's actually right behind him in points. Archer, this will be his first points of the season actually, so well done to Archer in that regard. Mazzatron as well for the first points of the season if he makes this stick in 3rd place. That will elevate him very much into the top 10 in this championship and hopefully gets his charge for the title up and running. Delta will double his points tally to 4 points if it stays the same, and Jai G will take his extra point in 10th position there and add it to the 16 he currently has, and I believe that will take him somewhere around 11th and 12th in the championship. So this race has been very much good for the drivers who have managed to survive it so far, and with Nick once again showing how well he does. It's been a third place in Australia, a 3rd place in Bahrain, 5th in China, which could have been potentially another podium. So this driver is very, very, very consistent and really on pace for podiums so far this season. So he is one we have to watch come the end of this season, because I believe he is very much a favourite for this championship, and he has showed in the last 4 races that is the case. And again in today's race, 6 seconds of gap between himself and Ken Worthington. He's really putting a statement towards these drivers, saying I am the next, or the actual inaugural W2W Tier 1 champion. Now, any battles, as I've digressed for about 5 minutes, as we actually do enter the last lap of the race, it looks like everything is holding station for all 10 drivers here, unless there's penalties to be involved as well. We'll find out come the checkered flag. But we actually say that Hickster has managed to catch up Mazzatron, but not enough to cause any issues. Again, if Mazzatron has a penalty and Hickster does not, Hickster does pass for the podium position. See, Ken Worthington puts a 3-second time penalty to get added onto his time, and that obviously, if it didn't kill off his charge for first before, it definitely has already. But we come on to the straight here for the last time at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it is Nick in the Red Bull, who once again has a great race, and that is a win at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for Nick, and puts himself as championship leader coming into the Spanish Grand Prix. As we actually see, Hickster has passed Mazzatron. What's happened to Mazzatron? He has damaged his front wing. So a little bit of an upset there as you see Ken finish in 2nd. Hickster has passed Mazzatron. So he picks up the 3rd place. That's a very good result for him. Mazzatron obviously getting a really good result, getting some points on the board for his championship challenge in 4th position. Same goes to Archer in 5th, but we see Hickster officially cross the line as of install, and now in 3rd place. Mazzatron not that far behind in 4th, and then we wait a little bit for Archer and Mandrop to catch. So good result there for the Red Bulls and the Toro Rosso boys. So that's Archer in 5th, we have Mandrop in 6th. Then we wait just a little bit more for Boaz Noise, who's actually fended off 2 steps for that 7th place. So a really good battle between these two throughout the race, but it looks like Boaz Noise gets the upper hand at the end. So that's 7th goes noise, 8th for 2 steps, 9th goes to Delta, and JG is going to be the last of the runners, but still gets that crucial World Championship point come the end of this race. So only 10 survivors for this race. This obviously is the prelude to the Monaco Grand Prix, which happens in a couple of weeks time, so hopefully the attrition rate does not go down as fast as we previously seen here in Monaco. But we'll give you the official results here. We have Nick who wins the Grand Prix, and as previously mentioned, he now leads the Tier 1 Championship. We have Ken Worthington in 2nd, we have Hickster in 3rd, Mazzatron 4th, Archer 5th, Mandrop 6th, a good recovery drive from him, Bolas Noise in 7th, 8th is 2 steps, Delta is 9th, JG is 10th and gets that World Championship point. Our retirees for today are EME, Bieluk, Shaddi, Silvers, Jaime and Boothie. So unfortunately for them, they do not manage to get themselves a finish here. It is a tough race, I understand that, but unfortunately no points for these drivers, and they will have to wait another week to make sure they can fight for the points. Now we'll leave after that. And we will show you what the next race is, and obviously, as I previously mentioned, it is Spain. Spain will be hosting round 5 as of the 19th of August. It's Monday the 19th of August, live from 7:45 British Summer Time, 8:45 CEST and 6:45 GMT, depending on your time zones. If you're very much interested in looking at more of our content, obviously have a look at our YouTube channel. If you search W2W Racing, obviously feel free to like and subscribe all of our stuff and look out for more content. Obviously yourself, if you're interested in joining, you can actually have a look at our Discord. We have it shown at the bottom right here. If you put www.discord.gg/CR capital J W capital W K capital F capital E, that code is obviously case sensitive, so that has to be accurate in order for you to join, but you'll be more than welcomed by many of our friendly community members if you are interested. Other than that, I spoke far too much. Once again, I do apologise, there is no pre or post race. I had some unfortunate things come up which I've had to deal with prior. But other than that, I shall see you next week at Spain. Enjoy the rest of your week. Goodbye.